talks about since we saved hundreds by bundling our home and auto insurance.
Liberty.
Hey, kid. It's pronounced Bibberty.
Liberty.
Bibberty.
Liberty.
Bibberty.
Liberty.
Bibberty.
Liberty.
Now she's mocking me. Very mature.
Hey, that's enough, you two.
Hey, I'm not the one acting like a total baby.
She's two.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, liberty, liberty.
Liberty.
Big.
Small. Essential.
Big. Small. Essential.
Small.
Essential.
Grande.
Pequeño.
Esencial. No matter what business you're in, Verizon Business has the network and solutions you need to power it.
The wheel and caution lights are on at Daytona International Speedway. You saw what happened when we were side by side. 5 laps in, big crash taking out some major players.
Right, this start of the 20 of Brandon Jones on the backstretch here. He's going to get a bad bump. So there's Jesse Love behind him. Now, I don't know, Jamie, if it was quite a checkup that occurred. So we'll take a look here.
Yeah, you see he's offset. Now he got centered back up right there. It's that they got checked up in front of him, and Jesse Love doesn't know that at that moment. You're trying to get to the back bumper and give a push. And listen, it's lap 5, lap 6 of the race. You're kind of then starting to get a little bit more aggressive. You want to get your lane to go forward. And he just got into the back of Brandon, and you see turned him into the outside wall. Got Carson Quapple as well. A lot of the rookies got caught up in this. I think
Daniel Dye.
Yeah, this collected a lot of rookies. It looked like Connor Zilch maybe got away with it, having just put 4 tires on, little front end damage. But this is the thing that you'll hear a lot of the spotters talk about as well, is that they'll give you the distance in front of you with the car that's in front to the back, basically trying to give you the idea that you can't push that car in front of you. But this checkup happened so quick, I don't think he could react.
And Parker, it looks like it starts actually with Justin Allgaier on the front row. He got a little loose and checks up, and then just like as you're on the interstate, you get 4 or 5 rows back, it's magnified, and that's when someone ends up getting turned. The savior of this wreck for a lot of guys like Harrison Burton is that that's all paved now and not grass.
This is our race to stop suicide onboard camera. You're riding with Daniel Dye.
You see it on the left here, that bright yellow car, Brandon Jones. Just
nowhere to go.
And there's just it takes so little, such a small bump in a compression like that to just upset the race car. There's nothing Brandon Jones could do, and he's spinning from the front.
Under caution early at Daytona. Several cars involved on the back straightaway. You're watching the NASCAR Xfinity Series season opener on CW.
See, Ryan Sieg's it's a little bit different. We saw Sheldon Creed backing up and trying to generate a run. I don't see that same thing happening from Ryan Sieg. See if he can generate a run. Creed's not going to be content here. He's going to pull out a line once he can generate a little bit of a run. Or as you see on the bottom, the blue car, the number is it 26?
Thompson.
Yeah,
Thompson,
if he can get a little bit of a run, Creed might pull that. You'll want to time that out so you have a little bit of momentum. You can see they're all kind of checking up right there as the draft is working.
Toyota's trying to mount a charge in that low lane.
Oh!
And there goes Nick Sanchez. 48 into the wall.
Very similar to what we saw in the first race. As they're checking up, you can see all. I was just going to say, like, every time you see a car squirm, it's because there's a little bit of impact from behind. Creed got into him just a little bit too hard and got him turned into the fence.
And to your point, what they were all trying to do is sort of control the run there and be able to drop down and create that run that they wanted as the bottom lane was forming. And so there was a lot of bumper tag happening. It just happened in the worst place where these cars are the hardest to drive is the entry of the corners and the tri-oval. They're the lightest. They're just out of the racetrack a little bit. And Sheldon just got back into the back of Nick Sanchez in a way that he couldn't control it.
The wheel and caution lights are on. Wheel and the official warning lights of NASCAR and America's most trusted manufacturer of emergency lights and sirens. Another rookie with damage in this race. They have felt the effects here today. It's caution number 4 of the afternoon.
Yeah, we'll take another look at this right here. You see that Sheldon Creed in the 00 pink and blue car. He's going to get into the back of the 48 orange car right in front of him, and it's not that much contact, but as Parker said, you're vulnerable right there. You really want to get into somebody just on the exit of the corner and then generate that push all the way down the straightaway. Hitting him on the edge of the corner, just not good, but he maybe was getting a little bit too much of a push from just Allgaier right there who was behind him.
just creating the runs, and you just want to keep pushing right here. And it's also sort of the angle you hit. If you hit them a little bit too far to the left, that upsets the car. And right at that point, at the entry of the corner, it's just the toughest. I did the same to Austin Hill at Talladega at the end of last year. Spun him out without barely even touching him because the cars are so light at that point of time. And this is just a mistimed bump trap that you just, you know, it happens in this racing because you're pushing. You're being aggressive. You want to make the moves and create the momentum, but the risk of that is what we see here.
Yeah, it's just such a great example of how light the back of the car is on entry. It's hard to explain. That's why you see them swatting the steering wheel back and forth on the entry of the corner. It just doesn't take much to get them around.
Stage 2, going to end under caution. Get out the broom. The sweep today for Austin Hill, who's going for his 4th consecutive victory at Daytona in a season opener. Sieg, Creed, Allgaier, Thompson, your top 5 at the end of the 2nd stage. And here is what brought out the yellow. So if you're in this race, you come into the day saying, I've got to beat to 21. Now Austin Hill is out. Do you reset a little bit, or does that change your thought process as we hit the latter stages?
Well, sure you do. Yeah, I mean, this guy's not just dominated today. He's been the best athlete. He's won the last 3 races in February here at Daytona. Knowing that he's out of this, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It opens up. You see Jesse Love right there in the red 2 has his hand out the window. That means he's pitting this time. That's his signal to Harrison Burton right behind him. Sam Mayer, Justin Bonsignor, that he's going to pit right here. It'll be interesting to see if all these guys come down together. I would get nervous with that many at one time because you lose a little bit of time getting on pit road when everyone's trying to get slowed down.
It's incredibly slick as we see them all coming down. It's really tough to get slowed up and not lock up those tires, but they all do a great job.
Yeah, Sam Mayer did an exceptional job right there digging down to pit road on the outside.
Dillon.
And it was big for Ryan Sieg in that first pit box as we got a crash in the infield. Big for Sieg to get all the way to the left, being that first pit box, so nobody came to the inside of him as he tried to pull into his marks. Sheldon Creed in as well, fuel only
and as
for
we
him.
can see on our screen, everybody coming to pit road. This is when you run the risk of problems. We get our 5th caution of the day. Chris Wright involved, saw the 91 of Josh Bilicki also sliding through the grass.
21's pulled back out of the pits here, although many laps down.
5 laps down.
There. What happened here on this green flag stops is the majority of what we saw there that came down pit road did fine, but at the back of that group, it looked like Chris Wright and Josh Bilicki got together in some fashion, and it's just, it is so difficult to pit here. After you've been going 190 miles an hour for hours, you look back at this replay, that's
the
the
5 car.
Yeah, the blue and white. Oh, he is going way too fast.
Not
Oh,
even
my goodness.
not even close. Like, not even close to hitting this break. I don't know how he could have missed it by that far. That's unbelievable.
You know, pit road speed is 55 miles an hour. I mean, he's going double that.
You got to feel so bad for Bilicki too, because he's going pit road speed,
and he caught a little bit of Ryan Truex, that right rear fender.
Yeah,
so
look at that damage.
Damage control on that as well, and that's not missing your braking point. That is just completely missing.
Maybe
that's
he lost brakes. Like, you don't know. Maybe he got on the brakes there. It looks like he had no brakes.
There was like nothing happening.
Yeah, maybe he just had no control over his car.
Because that Sunoco sign off turn 4. That's a great reference for people as you come off of turn 4. You use that and start to encroach on the.
It's weird. I can see the brakes locked up if you look at the top of the screen. So it's maybe he lost like just rear brakes. And that's the fronts locked up.
And you don't hit that pedal that hard until you come down pit road. Oh yeah, he's just got.
No, it looked like he just misjudged that. Man.
And you don't get to. It's great to see him get out here, but you don't get to do that until you do the green flag stop. And so your references are so tough.
They got practice yesterday. That's one thing that you do in practice.
But I find it different in the draft.
Yeah, that's true.
I do find it different in the draft. You add that extra mile per hour. You see Austin Hill going behind the wall here. Man, it was looking like he could continue to set new records.
Yeah.
There's nothing he did here that took that away from him.
Toyota's looking good in that outside lane. Taylor Gray, the rookie, right behind him. Another rookie, William Sawalich. And a driver has one start in his career, Justin Bonsignor, the outstanding driver in the modified ranks.
Yeah, all 3 Gibbs cars up front right now.
Bonsignor's done a great job. Such little experience in this form of racing. Has kept it up there in the top 10. Oh, right now having major
Eckes cutting a break right there. Got him a little bit of a break.
He had another one on the backstretch like that, but he's held on to it and he's kept it up there.
Watch Justin Allgaier in the 7 car in the middle of the pack. He turns Justin.
That's Justin Bonsignor. Out of shape, and we're under caution again.
Oh, Anthony Alfredo in it.
Made it to 8 laps to go.
Yeah, I mean, it was getting aggressive. I was just going to point out that you could see Justin making that middle work, getting underneath guys through the middle of the corner. It looked like Justin maybe tried to come down, tried to make that block a little bit late. We'll have to go back and see exactly how that played out. It all happens so fast inside the car.
And Alfredo had the whole left rear tire carcass ripped off the wheel.
Yeah, it was interesting.
I've seen that in a while. That was a shame. We were just singing his praises, how well he done this whole race. But this was just, you talk about the intensity going up. You see it with the cars wiggling around and moving. As we look at the 16 there, the white car, the yellow numbers, he's going to juke to the outside. He's going to try to go to the inside. And this is the worst position to hit someone left rear. That just super unsettles them. And then Justin Allgaier's going through the middle here. And that's when it just
pulled down. You have to be more aggressive, and that's just lack of experience. We saw Jesse Love looking out of that left side mirror. You got to kind of be able to judge that, and Justin missed the judge it. I don't think that Allgaier did anything wrong right there.
Eckes got through. Alfredo was so close, barely gets clipped.
And you know what's tough here? So what happened is, if you look where William Swalich went, Justin Bonsignor was trying to follow the 18, who was fading down to be closer to the inside cars. He just didn't know the 7 was getting to his inside like that. He was trying to just follow his teammate, essentially, and that's sort of disorienting. It happens in these drafting races where you're running around at the top next to the wall. Then the line starts to move down as the intensity picks up. You start side drafting more, and therefore you're trying to follow the car in front of you as a reference, but sometimes they're doing something different than you should be doing because you've got someone to your inside suddenly making it 3 wide, and that's just a disagreement in real estate that ends up in 19 turns.
Look at that. Look at those sparks coming off the 19 car.
Oof. A hard hit for Sammy Smith.
Yeah.
And Alfredo.
Big hit on top there. Justin Allgaier, you see him. Look at that, just spraying off the nose of that car. He made it through. I don't think he has any damage. And I would just say that when you watch this, what's hard to explain is that when you're in Allgaier's position, it's almost like you're glued to Justin. Like you get out of the gas and you're trying to get away from him, but you can't.
And it almost happens in slow motion at times. And you see it, and you're like, no, and then this ends up. And, Justin Allgaier was making a move that he felt was going to get him back in position, using the middle, which works often, especially when the intensity picks up. And it's just having someone who doesn't know you're there trying to turn down at the same time.
I think Creed wants to be in that position. He has done such a good job as we watch them exit turn 2 of lagging back just a little bit and then generating the run. He had practiced in stage 1 of how to do that.
Well, you want to make sure you're leading when the white flag comes out, because once the white flag comes out, the next flag ends the race. You want to be in control. 2 laps to go.
And this is so typical of Sheldon Creed. He does generate those runs so well. And you saw that earlier. He made that attempt at passing through the middle of the corner, which doesn't always happen, but he does that by pulling that line back and generating that run towards the entry of the corner. We'll see if he's trying to do that up top.
Jesse's doing a tremendous job, though, of manipulating both these lanes. You see the outside line is kind of broken up. The 54 is going to have a run on Jesse Love getting down into turn 3.
Connor Zilich into the wall. Caution is out. A half a lap from the white flag, and we'll go to overtime.
Eckes is in that.
4 is Parker Retzloff. William Swalich in the 18. Referenced Eckes. There he is in the 16. 3 rookies receiving big damage. You look at the 88 of Connor Zilich and Ryan Ellis in the 71, looking for that first career top 10.
Yeah, we talked about all these guys. Williams, Swalich, staying clean all day long. Just really quiet day, running well. These tight places, though, it's so easy to get caught up in someone else's wreck.
looked like who was ever behind Connor was just being aggressive at the end of a speedway race.
It's not.
You're not getting mad at this point.
You have to do it.
Yeah, push me because I want to win.
You want to. Yeah. And in the position he was in, third row, that pack, it's just like that's where you're going to generate the momentum. You're going to generate the run. But the risk of that is sort of what happens here. You get turned. But that's just, if you want those big pushes, if you want that big momentum, it's going to take taking this risk.
7 cautions today, but 4 with a crash. And all of these crashes were started by drivers that were running inside the top 7.
Yeah, you see Justin Allgaier's right there behind him. Looks like he squared up on him pretty good. I think that the 88 had to check up. He did for Sheldon Creed in the outside. And again, you don't know that when you're the 7. You're dependent on your spotter to manage all that. But there's just, there's words can't come out quick enough to talk about that, you know, the checkup in front of you. And Creed's trying to manage which lane to block right here.
And, you know, one of the things that Connor might have done differently is if he was lined up better with Creed, not so far to the left, you just run in the back of him. But the problem he had is he was lined up to the left so far that if he hits Creed with the speed and momentum he had, he's spinning him out. Yeah. So that was him trying to basically check up that line, but the 7 was pushing him so hard, you just can't do that.
Yeah, it's the end of these races, and you don't get mad because you want to get pushed. You know, Sheldon Creed wanted to get shoved back out front, and it's just when you're 2 or 3 back, you come out on the wrong end of it.
35, Greg Van Alst won an ARCA race here a couple of years ago. Incredible the impact.
Yeah, and I think that shows what I said earlier. The inside is typically a safer place. A lot of those guys stuck by right there on the inside. It looked like he started to get slowed down because he saw it, and who was ever behind him didn't. You saw him get hit from behind, and once you get spun around, you're just along for the ride.
I don't know how many times I've heard those noises and also seen them from TV, but they never
still hurt.
Yeah, it never makes me not cringe. Every single time, the screeching, the crunching of metal, the slams. I just know what it feels like. I know how helpless you feel at times. You've been spun around. You're just like, don't hit something, don't hit something. Oh, it's such a helpless feeling.
All right, we're about to find out.
Got word they are talking about a fuel situation in the 2 camp. Jesse Love has led 28 laps today, and he's in charge of the field as we go to overtime.
He got down in front of him. Wow. Barely got down in front of him. That was aggressive. As you know, Sam Mayer didn't check up. He has Creed pushing him. Barely able to get down in front of him right there.
He did not want to let that happen at all.
Yeah, great job. You see Jeb Burton on the outside trying to get locked together with Taylor Gray. They just get pushed away. You see the 54 drive away from the 27.
It's going to be easy for Jesse to control these 2 lanes right now because they don't have much momentum. Ryan Sieg up there 3 wide on Justin Allgaier. That's going to hurt that top lane again to be able to generate any momentum and then allow that bottom lane to really surge here. Sheldon Creed moves to the top behind Taylor Gray.
Yeah, Sheldon Creed, the great pusher. You see them wiggling right there. Taylor Gray trying to hang on to it.
Oh, the red crash. And it happened right as Jesse Love was looking at the white flag. The question becomes, did the caution come out before Jesse Love got the white?
And of course,
look at all those cars.
With the flag, it's about pushing the button.
Wow.
We just got word that Jesse Love did get the white. Once the leader takes the white, the next flag ends the race. The caution is displayed with Jesse Love leading.
All right, just get it back.
He is just patiently.
He's saving fuel right now.
Waiting on them to give him the word.
Yeah, baby, I think you got it.
Confirmation on the radio. There it is. Jesse Love is going to win the season opener at Daytona. That's win number 10 for Richard Childress Racing in the Xfinity Series at the World Center of Racing.
Well, he did an incredible job on that restart to slide. I mean, that was incredible that he was able to get down in front of Sam Mayer, clear him. Great job.
Oh. I was going to say, you still have to get the checker.
Yeah, they didn't realize that.
They thought it was over.
There it is. The yellow and the checker.
Steve, all you guys, hell of a job, boys.
Good to see all these drivers climbing from their cars.
Sheldon Creed actually had to get off of Taylor Gray right there. Oh.
So Justin Allgaier tried to get down to the middle. There was a lot of sort of slam drafting, as I like to call it, where you're just taking huge runs and running in the back of the car in front of you, which causes a lot of moving around. And Justin tried to get down into 32 there if Jordan Anderson was there.
Yeah.
I just don't think he knew it. He turns down, it cuts down the racetrack, and then that right rears Josh Williams in front of the field. And Jeb Burton, unfortunately, who had a great run going. Ryan Sieg involved. And obviously all the cars that are now just...
It's very similar to the same thing that happened with Allgaier and Bonsignor, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, it's 2 inches, and you think you're clear, or you don't know they're there.
And it's going to be tight.
Yeah, they checked up right there in front of Allgaier, and that's why he went to the bottom. He lost a little bit of his momentum.
And he was maybe an inch clear 100 feet earlier, and then by the time he wanted to make that move, it wasn't there anymore. What did I think about you hurting the grass before the Daytona 500? I was very careful about it, I will say. Yeah,
I don't think Jesse Love cares what they think about the grass.
True.
Good for him. Burn it down. Sure. I mean, he got to win